What up, Rockstar Gang? What up, Panther Nation? Panthers Nation. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Rockstar Report. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream, wherever you are, wherever you're watching, whether it's on TikTok or whether it's on YouTube. I appreciate everyone joining. Again, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you are pounding that like button as you come in. 3,000 subscribers, guys, on YouTube is insane. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know what to say. I really don't. It's definitely it's been a journey. And it's going to continue, right? We're not done. We're not even close to being done. But 3,000 subscribers on YouTube is insane. I never knew what was going to come of my YouTube channel, honestly. Being a Carolina Panthers fan, doing NFL content, Carolina Panthers content, on a YouTube scale, I never imagined. I didn't know what was going to happen, and TikTok is starting to kind of grow a little bit too. So we'll see what transpires with that. I'm just trying to continue to bring y'all some raw and fun and content day in and day out. So again, I appreciate everyone that has continued to show me support throughout the years, and for the past 3 years. So again, I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. I put a lot of work in on this channel. And even when days I don't have time, I'm here. So I just try to make time. So, okay. So let's get into some Panthers news. We're going to get into some Panthers news. We're going to talk about the what's next for Terrace Marshall. Then we're going to be talking about, what was that? Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. Really? Okay. Well, TikTok, it says encourage your viewers. So guys, share the live and invite more friends. But y'all know what to do. Tap my face on TikTok. If you want to come check me out on YouTube, go use the link tree. You get to see me from a different view and angle of things. Cameron, what's up? Briglin's coming in here saying, what's up, Clay? My week 9 picks are Bills, Steelers, Chiefs, Vikings, Saints, Rams, Commanders, Seahawks, Texans, Browns, Panthers, Giants, Eagles, Chargers. That's a long list, Cameron. You typed that all up yourself? Good Lord. But then again, all right, so we're going to be talking about the midpoint of the season for the Carolina Panthers, what can happen next, what they can do leading up to their chances, basically their chances of even what if they could even have a chance of doing anything at this point. Then we're going to predict the next 4 games. Obviously, I'm giving you my preview and prediction then of the Colts game. All right. And then we will then dive into the week 9 picks. All right. So again, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. I would greatly appreciate it. It goes a long way. Let me make sure some things are correct here. All right, we're good. Everything's fine. All right, perfect. All right, so YouTube, make sure you pound that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any content. Please share the live, guys. It goes a long way. Feel free to check all the links down below. All right. So again, some quick news. I didn't put a PowerPoint together, guys, on YouTube today. I just wanted to kind of come in here and just shoot the shit with you guys. And then I do have some things we'll go over from a different view of things. I'm going to use Adobe Photoshop for those 4 game picks and stuff like that. So we're gearing up for week 9, right, guys? I mean, we're gearing up for week 9 against the Indianapolis Colts. There's some news and rumors surrounding our team here in Carolina. I know that despite the trade deadline, without any movement from the Panthers, this team remains focused on securing another home win. Now, unfortunately, Anthony Richardson is going to be out for the rest of the seasons. I was hoping to see Bryce versus him as well, but unfortunately, you know, unfortunately, he got hurt. So, the Panthers are still determined to pick up that second victory. I know they are. I know we want another victory under our belts. In the meantime, there are some several stories and going on. Frankie Luvu recently being awarded the NFC's Defensive Player of the Week against his outstanding performance in Houston in Week 8. He has made a big impact and now is going to be considered, I think, a strong contender for a long-term extension with us here in Carolina. I know us fans will be hoping that Luvu can continue to inspire this team both on and off the field in the remaining games of the season. Another news for the Carolina Panthers, Hayden Hurst has been nominated for the prestigious Salute to Service Award presented by USAA. This award apparently recognizes an NFL player or coach or league member who has demonstrated demonstrating an outstanding commitment to supporting the military community. So, and Panthers fans can vote for Hurst to become a finalist until November 30th. Head coach Frank Wright, again, will be facing the Indianapolis Colts this weekend. We all know that. The Panthers have had an indifferent start to the season. Wright is still fond of his time in Indianapolis and is treating this game like any other. Okay. The Panthers players will be looking to prove themselves against Frank Wright's former team. Now, Bryce has been performing well, but the Panthers offensive line has been conceding too many sacks. Okay. And despite this, Young is taking responsibility for the team's losses and is determined to perform better in the upcoming games. Again, we all know that Bryce is not all the problem here, guys. We broke it down in the game film. We know that we have issues, okay? All right. We know that we have issues in the offensive line. We know that. We all know that. We've seen it. Ike Ekwonu continues to struggle off the line. And these struggles continue to happen. Continue to happen. So it is what it is. Here we are. And like I said, you can't blame Bryce for everything with all the holes and issues that we've had here. We know that. We've talked about it. I've been very verbal about it. Hell, I mean, if you go watch the shorts and it's the shorts that I posted up saying, why are the Carolina Panthers atrocious? And it explains every single reason why, and I'm not going to reiterate it, but again, we all know what's going on. So let's talk about Terrace Marshall Jr. though. Okay. Because I've been thinking about this. So what happens now that we didn't trade Terrace Marshall away? Okay. You don't trade him away. He's had a tough time in the NFL so far. He has not met expectations at all. Right. And we didn't trade him. All right. At the deadline. And really, I feel like his future with our team is uncertain. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Feel free to get in the comment section, guys. Love to hear y'all's thoughts as we go out through these topics. So what happens next? Because despite receiving numerous calls from interested parties, right, the Panthers decided to keep him on the roster. So moving forward without any major changes, this decision was met with mixed reactions from fans, I felt like, who are now left wondering what will happen to players like Marshall. He was a second round pick. Like I said, he struggled to make an impact this season with only one decent outing against the Minnesota Vikings. to me, this has led to a lot of frustrations from fans and himself, and a trade request that was obviously didn't happen. And even though he requested a trade, he didn't get traded. So, Frank Wright has expressed his respect for Terrace Marshall, and his potential as a player. But it remains to be seen what the future holds for him, right? Although the Panthers stated that they would welcome him back if a trade partner couldn't be found, but his lack of involvement in recent games could be a cause of concern. What's the point of him being here, right? What's the point of Terrace Marshall being here if you're not going to use it? He has I feel like he has the physical attributes to be a valuable contributor in the wide receiver room. But I feel like he needs to win back the trust of this coaching staff, first off, because he just sulks, or if he just sulks or fails to continue to step up in his game, honestly, he could just be a risk for this team. He'd be hurting us than helping us. And he definitely is in risk right now being released after this offseason, especially with the team likely to add more options to the receiving core during the upcoming offseason anyways. So it's a crucial time for Terrace Marshall. And he's going to have to work hard to prove himself. And if he wants to secure a spot on this team, and I think maybe even honestly any team, you got 10 games left in the season. And I know anything could happen, but I need to see if this guy can turn things around, or it just needs to move on. Needs to move on. We just need to move on. I don't know, Marcos. That's a good question. I don't know if we're about to see, a lot of Terrace Marshall now due to the fact of him, the trade talks not coming to fruition, like his trade request not coming and happening. So I just don't know. I just don't know if he's going to get any more playing time or what. I doubt it. I really do. I doubt that he's going to get any more playing time. I mean, why would he though? He hasn't contributed. He's not doing us any favors playing. So let's talk about this though, guys. So now we're at the midpoint of the season. All right. It's clear that our chances of making the playoffs are gone. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get that out the way. All right. For the Carolina Panthers. Because, however, while the team may not be competing for a spot in the postseason, there are still several objectives that they need to obtain before or from this 2023 season. All right. And then in going into the offseason. Okay. And one of the most important things I think this team needs to focus on is their upcoming roster decisions. So that's why that Terrace Marshall thing that's why I brought that up, because again, while there may not be a lot of talent on the team, there are still a few players who are locked into the future of the franchise, right? For example, Bryce Young, Derek Brown, Brian Burns, Frankie Luvu, all these players who could play a significant role in the team's future success. Now, the team needs to evaluate its younger players and reserves to see if they have what it takes to make an impact on the field moving forward. All right. Now, what that means is I'm not saying throw some guys out there that we just, we don't know what we're getting. Yeah, I don't think so either, Marcos. Guys, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in. I would greatly appreciate it. I appreciate everybody coming in and joining the live stream. As always, and continue to show your support. So make sure you're pounding that like button as you're coming in. Get in the comment section. Love to hear y'all's thoughts. All right. Love to hear y'all's thoughts. All right. So make sure you pound the like button. Normally I get it on YouTube. Normally I have a PowerPoint presentation, but today I just decided that, I've been so slammed with work and everything. So again, Pluto's World says, I will never understand the Panthers getting rid of CMC for nothing. Hey, I mean, listen, man. At the end of the day, they got rid of him due to the fact that they thought he was going to continue to be injury prone, I think, and I think it was also because they needed the draft capital. And he was getting paid a crap ton of money, and our cap space was taking a big hit from his contract. So, that was the big, I think those were the three main reasons. I wish it never happened. I wish he was still here playing with us. Good Lord, man, the sun. The sun is killing me over here, guys. I'm having to move y'all around so I don't get it so it doesn't get in my way. But thank you, everyone that has joined the live stream today. Again, make sure you pound the like button over here on YouTube. Get in the comment section. Love to hear y'all's thoughts. And I always post up your comments, and I always answer back on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Okay. So again, this team needs to evaluate its younger players and reserves to see if they have what it takes to make an impact on the field moving forward. Now, I don't expect them to bring them out there during this game, okay, or during any game of the rest of the season. I'm talking about during this offseason, okay, because another objective for the Panthers is to play spoiler to the Chicago Bears. They need to spoil the Chicago Bears. Which means we need to win football games. The more games we win, the more we mess up that first round draft pick for the Bears. Okay. And while the Bears are not a good team at the moment either, they have a chance to select a top tier talent in the draft because of the trade we made to get Bryce. And then, of course, they also got DJ Moore out of it. So these objectives that I'm talking about here, obviously we're not talking about playoffs. Okay. Again, we want to spoil the Chicago Bears plan to get a top 10 pick in the draft. Okay. Because then that helps out, it ruins their chances of doing so by winning some games down the stretch and sliding them down a few spots in the draft. So we have to win games to do so. So that's another focus we need to have on for this team. I want to, no offense to Bears fans, and I don't have anything against Bears fans. I don't have anything against the Bears team. I guess I'm going to have to sit back down because this sun is killing me. It's like right in my face. I apologize. I'm going to have to sit down. I was standing up, but I guess I'm going to have to sit down because that damn sun is just blaring in my eyes. So again, observing what talent you got is one thing that we need to be doing here in Carolina. Again, we need to win more games so that we can spoil that first round pick for the Bears. And then lastly, finally, we need to focus on playing for future roster spots. So seeing what the offense is capable of, playing spoiler against other teams in the league, right? These objectives may not lead to a playoff spot, guys. So let's make that be known. But they could help the team build for future and improve its chances of success in the long run. So overall, what I'm saying here is the Panthers are 1-6, and their chances of making the playoffs are slim, right? And again, despite this team can still strive to achieve several objectives from this 2023 season. Again, one of the most important things for this team right now is to focus on upcoming roster decisions. Okay. Then keeping key players around like Bryce Young, like Derek Brown, like Brian Burns, Frankie Louvu, and other players that maybe fans want. But those are the four guys I'm looking at, right? Um, at least from a building around standpoint, right? Because our future, that's a crucial point of the future of this team. So, and then again, like I was saying, evaluate younger players and reserves, see if they can make an impact moving forward. Okay. I don't know if that's smart to do in these kinds of games to try to make any spoiler against the Bears. So I'm not too high on that, but it's something they definitely need to evaluate at some point. Okay. Because the objective now is to win games, spoil Chicago, be a spoiler for the Chicago Bears, who hold our first round pick in 2024, win some games down the stretch so that could slide the Bears a few spots in the draft, potentially ruin their chances of getting a top tier talent. And then lastly, they need to focus on playing for future roster spots, seeing what that offense is capable of, playing spoiler against other teams in the league to build for the future and then improve chances of success in the long run. Does that make sense? All right. Does that make sense? Because it makes sense to me. Some of you it may not make sense, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. But it makes sense to me that we want, basically what I'm saying is that you need to know who the players that you're going to build around on in this future. You need to win some football games this season, okay, to be a spoiler to a team that took your first round pick, right? And because they have it and they're not giving it back. So, and then focus on your future. Focus on the future. All right. Let's get into the prediction of the next 4 games. Let's get into the prediction of the next 4 games. All right, y'all see my screen? Perfect. Perfect. You see my screen. All right, so this is what we got so far. All right, you've got 1-6. Okay? 1-6. Okay? Obviously, not the most promising start, right? With only 1 win out of 7 games. And there's still some hope and positivity surrounding this team after a much needed win last week against the Texans. We got some key players returning from injury and a more effective offense under the guidance of Thomas Brown. Obviously, we're looking to salvage some kind of respect for the rest of this season. So looking ahead, the Panthers have 4 games that are winnable, in my opinion. They could turn things around if they play to their potential. Now, here is my breakdown of these upcoming matchups and my predictions on how the Panthers will come out. So you've got this week's game against the Colts. Okay. All right. Former, Frank Wright, former coach there. Definitely there might be some animosity, maybe some wanting a revenge game here. This game holds a lot of personal significance to Frank Wright. We all know that. Obviously being fired there in 2022. And this match will be an opportunity for him to prove against his former team, right? That, hey, you should have never let me go. This is a chance to do that. Now, I know it's only 1 game, but he's got a lot to prove here. Now, obviously, Thomas Brown's going to be making that play calling still, though. I think the Panthers will need to put in maximum effort and improve their execution to win this game. All right. If they can perform on defense as they did against the Texans, turn scoring opportunities into points, right? We went down that field, right, on that one drive, tried to go for it at the goal line, didn't score, right? and then we had to kick 3 field goals to win the game. They have a good chance to win this game. I think that, with this game, in my opinion, I think the Panthers do beat the Colts. I do. I just don't see them losing to the Colts. I mean, I do see them losing to the Colts. I can't say that. But I do think that we're the better team. They got a backup quarterback. They celebrated I know we celebrated our first win last week. And a rookie, and I know Bryce Young has shown some promise. And I feel like that confidence after that win last week was a huge confidence booster. And they lost to the Saints. So they're down, but they're hungry for a win, I'm sure. But we've been down for 6 weeks straight, and we finally got a win. So I think it's going to come down who's hungrier, and I think it's the team that's started out 0-6. Again, the Colts have some secondary concerns. I think this is another game for Young to continue to improve on. Thomas Brown gets another chance to continue to call a complete game. The biggest thing here for us, though, is stopping the run because Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss have had a great season so far, and they're a great dynamic duo there in Indianapolis. So that's definitely going to be the key focus there. And then Bryce just needs to do what Bryce did against the Texans. Take care of the football, not force a throw that's not there, be efficient like he was. And, our wide receivers just need to play like they did and create separation and just do the same things, but capitalize in the red zone. In the red zone. Okay. I think they can beat this team. All right. I do. So I'm going to give them the W here. I think it's this game this week against the Colts. It's going to be like a 23-20 game. I really do. I think it's going to be like a 23-20 game. All right. So I'm going to put a W, as you can see right here. But we're going to make it green because green does not flow well with the red. Red is for losers. All right. There you go. And we're going to blend it in. Y'all just kind of got a nice little Photoshop sesh there. Nice little Photoshop sesh, huh? So I predict them to win this game. I do. I think they come out on top. I think it makes it 2 wins out of 8 games. All right. Week 10. So you got this is a Thursday night game, right? So and we have to travel to Chicago in Soldier Field. Now, this game between 2 of the NFL's bottom feeders, let's just be honest. These are the 2 NFL bottom feeders in week 10, right? May not be a high-profile game, right? But it holds a significant storyline. Again, we traded substantial draft compensation and wide receiver DJ Moore to land that number 1 overall pick last year, getting Bryce Young, right? Now now that's kind of created a connection, right, with the 2 franchises. All right. This match promises to be, I feel like, an emotional one, right? I feel like it creates an emotional one. Let me pull this. I do. I think it's an emotional game that went in week 10. All right. Because of the storylines. And it creates that connection between these teams with that trade. I think this matchup promises to be an emotional one, especially for DJ Moore. I think he was hurt by the decision for us to trade him and let him go over there. I think the Panthers will need to counteract the talents of DJ Moore. I think JC Horn should be returning at that point, who could be back in time for this game. I predict the Panthers to win here too. I don't know what the status is of Justin Fields yet. I don't know when he's coming back, but I still think making this, I think they get a W here for in the next 4 games. I do. So we're going to put a W there. Boom. Come over here. We just drag that down right there. Booyah. So that is 2 out of the 4. So now we got the Cowboys. So in week 11, we got the Cowboys. All right. We're going to be, this is definitely the most difficult one out of the remaining game, I think. Right. You got Dallas. I think Jacksonville at week 17 is definitely going to be another difficult one. Right. Remaining game against the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are a formidable team right now. And I think they're look to set another I think they're definitely trying to make a deep postseason run. All right. Despite not having much of a run game, and then they lose Trayvon Diggs this season. I know that we have shown noticeable improvements week in and week out, every week, especially after the bye week. And then if we show improvements after the 2 wins that I'm predicting here, right, with Indianapolis this week and then the week 10 against Chicago, right, and have many top stars returning at that point, we should be almost fully healthy at that point. They'll need to put in a monumental effort to pull off a major upset. I think the Panthers' home stadium is also likely to be invaded by Cowboy fans, right? Making the task even more challenging. I predict the Panthers are going to lose this one, though. I just think the firepower of the Cowboys is too much. All right. Making the task even more challenging for us. Right. But after the bye week, we've won 3 straight games. And then we run into Dallas, right, in week 11. Okay. And so this is just my predictions, guys. I mean, this is what I'm predicting right now. All right. So there you go. Oops. Put a stroke there. Bam. All right. And then last but not least, you got the Titans. Okay. You're away against the Titans. You're going to face them in week 12. I know the Titans are a physical running team, right? They're a run first team with Mike Vrabel. The Panthers could continue their improvement and making this a match. I think this is a winnable game. Although the Titans are currently 3-4, they are a solid team. I will give them that. I still think they're a solid. And the Panthers will need to put together a good performance to come out on top. Overall, I predict them to win. I think that I think we're better than them, especially on the defensive side of ball. I think that the Panthers have a chance to turn their season around at least in the next 4 games. That's what I'm getting at, and that's why I only predicted the next 4 games. Because they just need to continue to improve and address their weaknesses. They could come out with a positive record. However, it won't be easy. I'm not expecting them to win every game at the end of the season here. That's why I only did 4 games, right? That's why I only did 4. But as time goes on, once we reach week 12, guys, okay? Once we reach week 12, God, say that 5 times fast. Once we reach week 12, we will then maybe either do the rest of the schedule, or maybe we'll just do the next 3 here and then the next 3 here. And obviously, each and every week, I'm always doing my preview and prediction for each and every game, right? So, again, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in over here on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you get in the comment section. Love to hear y'all's thoughts. But that's my prediction of each and every game. Or at least not each and every game, but each game. The next 4 games for the Carolina Panthers. We need to win Dallas game. I need this more than the Panthers do. Hey, Marcos, that's on you, man. You're the one who's you're the guy who's living in Texas, brother. If we only win one more game, let it be this. The Dallas game. I see us beating the Colts this week. I do. I really do. I see us beating the Bears and I see us beating the Titans in the next 4 games. Those are the next 4 games. Week 11, I just don't see us beating Dallas, Marcos. I think we have a shot at 7 games, won at least. Chris Mack, again, I only predicted us after starting 0-6. I said I think it'd be lucky if we won 3 to 4 games. So I'm going to start with these 4. If obviously anything can happen at this point. This is just my prediction. We might not win this game, right? We might not win these games. You know what I mean? Again, anything can happen in the NFL. We all know that. But I think there is a good chance that these 4 games between the Colts, the Bears, and the Titans, at least, you can win. I think those are very winnable games. Now, if we're moving to anything else, I don't know if you can beat the Bucks in their home turf. All right. If we're going to talk about the rest of the schedule, which I don't mind diving into real quick, I see this happening. We can dive into the next games. I know someone mentioned that they'd like to know what I thought. Beating the Bucks here. So if I continue this, I see this being a loss. I just don't see us beating the Bucks. They're a better team than we are, especially from a defensive standpoint. All right. So if we're looking at the remainder of the schedule, I see an L there. I see an L here. If you want, this game right here could go either way. But I'll give them a W here. Just because they have a backup quarterback now playing. And I think it's a nice revenge game here. I think there could be a W in our future here. Right? So here's the thing. I'm going to put yeah. Yeah, I missed that. All right. I'm going to go /L here. And we're going to go here. Okay. Then we're going to go here. I think this is an automatic loss. All right. I really do. Unless they already make the playoffs and they're just going to rest their players, but I don't see that happening. Right. And then this is where we might get a win. So why do I have? So you're probably just wondering why here, right? Why do I have wins or loss? Okay. So that's what we're going to go over here real quick. And I'm going to fix all these here in a minute. All right. Hey, yo, I'm done. Thanks. I'm going to go W here. The last game of the season. And I'll change the colors on these. All right. So here we go. So contour stroke. Y'all are getting a nice little Photoshop sesh over here on YouTube. Look at that. Y'all are getting a nice little Photoshop sesh over here on YouTube. You're welcome. So you look at this. So now I finished the schedule out. So now I finished the schedule up. So, like I said, I predicted from week 8 to week 12. I predicted us to beat the Texans. Okay. But week 9, I think we'll win this week. Again, I mentioned the Bears week 10. And then again, I mentioned losing to Dallas week 11. And then week 12 beating Tennessee. Okay. And I'm just saying that these are the games we have the best chances at winning. These 3 right here. Week 9, week 10, and week 12. Now I put win or loss here. I feel like these games are toss-ups. The reason why I know that we're not beating the Bucks in our first matchup against them at their home turf. It's just I just don't see it happening. Right? Grim Reaper, you might be right. Again, crazier things have happened in the NFL. Crazier things have happened in the NFL. If you're looking at this from this standpoint, I think this is a loss. But these 3 games right here, this 3-game stretch, week 15, week 14 through 16, these are very toss-up games. The reason why I think that the week 14 is a toss-up game because I feel like it's very rare in the NFC South that teams sweep each other. Doesn't happen all the time. Right? So I could see at this point, if we are getting a nice little momentum through through these weeks right here, right? You beat Indy, you beat Chicago, you got some momentum going. Now you're 3-6, then you're 3-7, you're 4-7 after week 12, but you have a nice little momentum. You had a nice 3-game winning streak here. You lost one against Dallas. You beat Titans. Okay. Then after that, these are the games, again, I feel like these games are toss-ups. I feel like these 3s are toss-ups. I feel like we could beat the Saints so we don't get swept, right? I feel like we could beat the Falcons so we don't get swept. And then I just don't like how often does it happen that teams get swept in the NFC South? Like look it up. I don't think it's very often. I don't think it's very often. Abdullah comes in and says, only win 4 games this year. Only win 4 games this year. Is that what you're saying, Abdul? Saints beat us. Bucks beat the Saints. If we beat the Bucks, wouldn't we hold the tiebreaker? Again, that's the thing, Marco. So here's the thing. If we win, right? Let's just say this for example. Okay. Let's say my prediction is right here, right? From week 9 to week 12, right? That's the next 4 games. Let's say I'm right about that. We're 4-7 going into week 13. We lose week 13, okay? We're 4-8. Let's say we beat the Saints at home, 5-8. Let's say we beat the Saints away there, but we beat them at their home turf. Okay, we're 5-8. We beat the Falcons week 15. We're 6-8. We beat Green Bay. We're 7-8. We lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, loss, and then we beat Tampa Bay at their home turf. The best case scenario at this point, guys, we probably go 8-9. Okay, best case scenario, and that's I doubt that's happening. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying I think this team will think that they're going to. I honestly, truly believe that we will finish this season out. This is how it's going to pan out. So now I'm going to finish it off for you guys. This is what I truly believe. That's what I see coming to fruition. Marcos, it could happen. I'm saying the best case scenario for this team, I really is 8-9. The best case scenario, but this is what I see. I see six. I see six and 6-11. I don't. I think the Saints sweep us because they beat us at home. That was our chance to beat them, right? I think they sweep us this year because we swept them last year. We lose to the Bucks at their home turf. We get revenge after week 1 against the Falcons here, right? Because they have their quarterback issues. We lose to Green Bay. I think Green Bay's defense is very, very good. I think they're very underrated. I think their corners, even though they lost Rasul Douglas, I still think they've got a good enough defense to hold our wide receivers down. Uh Jacksonville, they're a playoff team. They're 6-2 right now. They're a playoff team. We're not beating them, and they might need this win right here. They might need this win right here. You know what I mean? Um, so I could see that, but if they don't need the win, we could win this game right here. Again, if Jacksonville doesn't need this win, they might just sit their players out, right? So this could be a win for us right here. Then, I think again, I think it could go either way here. Pack. So, all right, y'all go through the list here. Y'all go through the list. Here we go. We're gonna do this together, guys. Let's bring this in together. Okay. I want y'all to do this together with me. And we're gonna go through each and every game as a chat. All right, chat? Chat. Y'all are gonna come in here as a group. Okay. I want everybody to get in here. Everybody that's in the chat. I want to see what everybody predicts. I want to see what y'all are going to predict here. All right, chat. Hold on. I got to fix this. Just give me a second. It gets y'all more involved anyways when I do it this way. Okay. Yeah, but I want it in black, please. Thank you. Booyah. All right, we're going to go through each and every game. We're going to finish this out together, okay? We're going to finish this out together. At least this remaining of the schedule. And y'all can get it, like I said, y'all can get involved. Can we go on a win streak? It's possible. It's definitely possible. Anything is possible, guys. Just like Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible, right? Okay. We're going to go through this, chat. We're going to go through this all together. I know I'm not talking, so give me a minute. I'm working on this. Wait a minute now, you piece of crap. I want this in green. Thank you. There we go. So now, boom. All right, got that. I want this in green. We want that in green. Yep, we want that in green. There we go. We want this in green. And then I can just circle it. That way we can just go through it and circle it. This is a lot harder than it looks, guys. Trust me. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. All right. So if we go in here, so look. Booyah. All right, so chat, we're going to go through these games together. All right, once I finish this up. One more. There we go. Got the L in there. And then we go red. And then we go boom. All right, perfect. All right, chat. You ready? All right, so looking at this, okay, looking at each and every one of these games. So we're going to go through every last one, and I'll circle them off. So in the chat, week 9, this week, right? Give me a W in the chat if you think that we beat. Give me a W in the chat if you think we beat the Colts this week. Give me a W in the chat. Over here on YouTube. Give me W's in the chat if you think we're going to win this week. W's in the chat if you think we're going to win against the Colts. So we got 1, 2. W's in the chat. Everybody that's in here, W's in the chat if you think we beat the Colts. Because I think we beat the Colts. I think it's a 23-20 win. Okay. I think it should be a different color. Let's go with like a blue. How's that? No, that does not work. Let's do. Let's do. Ooh, that might be better. Can I do this? Oh, hell no. Undo that. All right. We'll just use the brush again. But let's make that brush like let's make it like 25. Should be better. Yeah, but not blue. Let's make it white. That way we can see it better. All right, everybody's saying W's in the chat. All right, so we'll do W. So we got W here. Okay, see? Got that circled off. All right, now, Chicago. W's in the chat for the Chicago game. W's or L's? W's or L's? Just put CW for Chicago W or no. Put car in the chat for the win. So CAR. So look, for W, so car equals W, or we'll say OP, like opponent. All right, OP equals L. That makes sense? So OP, this is how it's going to work. Car equals W, OP equals L. So against Chicago, Cameron said W for Chicago. So I saw that before I changed it up. Marco says car. Car. And then we're going to get into my week 9 picks, guys, after we break this down with it together. Yep. Car equals loss. So far, all okay. So we got all W's here. So we got all W's here. All right. I got L. I'm picking L against Dallas. I think that's self-explanatory, guys. I don't think we're beating Dallas, but I'll let y'all choose it, chat. So Carr says that. Marcos, thank you for iterating that. Thank you. Caleb, I know you were saying that for the Chicago game. Appreciate you joining the live stream. Thank you, everyone that is getting involved in today's live stream. Love y'all that y'all are getting involved in the chat, and I hope you're enjoying today's episode. All right. We got OP from Cameron. All right. So I'm OP too. I'm OP on Dallas. I think we lose. So just CAR, which stands for, Carolina. So Carolina against Dallas in week 11. Oh, Marcos, I know why you're saying car. You want them to win so bad because you live in the area. What else we got, chat? Come on. So I got one OP. Again, this is how it works. Bearcat and Panthers. Oh my. Bearcat and Panthers. So we're doing this. Car equals W. So, all right. So for the Dallas game, I literally have one OP besides myself. So that's two OPs and then two cars. Let's see. Anybody else? All right, fine. I'm gonna go L. I'm going L. Okay. I'm going L there. I won't overrule y'all on these next couple ones. I'll let y'all pick. Okay. But that game, we ain't winning. I can tell you right now, in week 11, we are not beating Dallas. If we do, I will be shocked. And I will be hammered. All right, week 12. Week 12 against the Titans. I've got W, so I'm already going W. So in the chat, type in car or loss, put OP, which means opponent. Marcos has got car. Bearcat's got OP. So 1-1. Come on, guys. Get in the chat. Get involved. This is your chance to get involved. And I wasn't even going to do this today. I was just going to go over the 4 games. But now I'm giving y'all a chance to get involved. Guys, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in as well. So again, we're going through each and every the remaining schedule together. Again, so car, as you can see on the screen, means win. OP means L, right? Which means opponent. Or I should have put OPP. Like, yeah, you know me. So again, get in the chat. Let me know your thoughts as we go through. I'm going to take the win here because I already predicted them to win this. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. So win here, loss here, win here. All right. Week 13 at the Buccaneers. Week 13 at the Buccaneers. I got L. So again, car equals L. or W. We'll go OPP, like you know me, the song equals L. So OP. So we'll do this one. So let sound off in the chat. Let me know what you think. I've got it as an L. Bearcat says, or Cameron comes in and says OP. I'm going L here. I think that's the right move. Marcos, you're saying win there. Bearcat, what do you think? Week 13 at the Buccaneers. What do y'all think? Y'all think win or loss? I'm going L. I just don't see us beating the Buccaneers at home. I just don't see it. All right, let's move on. Saints game. Carr or OP? I'm trying to get everybody's votes in, but nobody seems to want to type on a comment. Again, here's your modules here, guys. I'm going L as well there, Cameron. I'm going L as well. Right there, L. L. That's a W there. That's a win there. That's a loss there. We've got a win here. Falcons, week 15. Week 15 against the Falcons. Oh, that's way too big. A win against the Titans depends if the defense can stop the run again. Yeah. Marcos is saying OP. All right. Bearcats are saying OP. I'm saying Carr in this one. So, but again, this is y'all's votes. So we'll go L. Y'all said L here. All right. So we'll go L. All right. Green Bay, Carr or OP? Again, this is y'all's voting. This is not me choosing. We all agreed. I'm pretty sure most of us agreed for these 3 games here. 4 games. But everybody said there. All right, you got a Carr. Okay. OP against the Falcons. Yeah, I saw that. We're at the Green Bay game. We got Carr against Green Bay. All right, so y'all pick that one. Perfect. There we go. All right. I should have chose a different color. It's all good. You can kind of tell. If it's highlighted behind it with white, you can tell it's who we picked. Okay, so, and then we'll put the final record in there. All right, so now Jacksonville. So here's the thing about the Jacksonville game, though, guys, right? Here's the thing with the Jacksonville game. What, at that point, is Jacksonville going to need to win this game? Because I wonder if we look at the remaining schedule for Jacksonville, by week 17, are they really going to need us to beat us at this point? I think it's OP too. I think it's OP, but are they really going to need us to beat us at this point? Right? If you're looking at the remainder of their schedule, okay? So they have a bye. No, they have a bye this week. Then they're home against the 49ers. Then they're home against the Titans. They're on a fight. Also, guys, by the way, the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is nuts, they won 5 games in a row just in the month of October. Just in the month of October, Jacksonville won 5 games in a row. All right, so they have the 49ers left. They are home against the 49ers when they come back off the bye. They got the Titans the next week, the Texans at the Texans, then they're home against the Bengals. The remaining of the schedule, that loss, win. So I put them at 7-3. Win, 8-3. That's a close game. 8-3. I'll say loss 8-4. Loss 8-5. Loss 8-6. Win 9-7. Win. Yeah, they're gonna need a win. Based off of the games that they have remaining, because the 49ers, the Bengals, they've got 4 games that they could possibly lose. I could see losing. They've got the 49ers when they come back off the bye. They've got the Bengals in week 13. They've got the Browns week 14, and they got the Ravens week 15. Then they got the Bucks week 16, and they have us week 17. So I think y'all are right. I think we do lose this game. I think we lose that game. Just because I was just trying to see if they really needed that win at the end of the year. But again, they probably will need it if they want, even if they, I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. And then, do we get a win at the end of the year, guys? Do we get a win at the end of the year? Type in the chat, CAR. I can take that off. Watch. Undo brush. See? Panther Raider X, what's going on, man? Make sure you pound that like button. We're going through the remainder of the schedule. I started out with just saying the 4 games, but I know Marcos Cash the other day, or somebody mentioned in the chat, to go through the remainder of the schedule, and I'm letting the chat pick the games, and everybody seems to agree with everything you see highlighted behind the letters. The remainder of the schedule, what we predicted together. Now, for me personally, I think these 3 games right here between week 14 and week 16, I think they're toss-up games. Okay. Honestly, yeah. And then I think it's definitely a win here, a loss here for sure. And I think that's definitely a loss. But I think the week 14 through 16 are toss-up games, though, guys. I will be honest. But I'm letting y'all pick this. Okay. So, and the remainder of the schedule at the end, guys, we're home against Tampa Bay. So, do y'all think we get the win there? Cameron's saying OP. Marcos Cash is saying car. So, I only have 1-1. 1-1, guys. So, let me know. Type in car or type in OPP. Let me know what you think. Car. Okay, 2-1. Two to one so far. Only 3 votes. Chat, this is up to you. This isn't up to me. I'm letting y'all choose. This is what I'm trying to get y'all involved with here. So let's say that I think we get the win. So that'll make it 3-1. We'll just end it there with that. Okay. Since y'all don't want to be so, not being fun anymore. All right. So as you can see, we got win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So that's a total of so that comes out to a record of, so we're 1-6 now. 2-6, 3-6, 4-7, 5-7, 5-8, 5-9, 5-10, 6-10. No, I'm way off. Hold on. 1-6, 2-6, 3-6, 3-7, 4-7, 4-8, 4-9, 4-10, 5-10, 5-11, 6-11. Comes out to 6-11 is the final prediction based off the Ropp Star Gang chat. The final prediction for this year for the Carolina Panthers, based off of what we just broke down, is 6-11. So now I'll take this off. So final prediction is 6-11. So we all went together through this. Of course, I broke down the week 9 through week 12. I predicted win there, loss in win in week 10, loss in week 11, beat the Titans week 12. Week 13, I think, is a loss. I still believe, though, guys, in the chat, if you're listening, okay, right? I see Panther Raider X is saying this is bold, but I think 8-9. That is bold. That's a bold statement, Cotton. That's a bold statement. All right. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. But again, I think from week 14, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I still believe that if this team can catch fire for these 4 games, right? Even if we lose that Dallas game, if we can be 4-7 after those 4 games, I think we do lose the week 13, even if we catch fire against Tampa. I still believe that week 14 through 16 are toss-up games. I do believe that they're toss-up games if things continue to improve. As long as we see improvement through these next 4 stretch of games right here, I think that there's a possibility that you could see us beating the Saints at week 14, beating Atlanta week 15, and beating Green Bay week 16. And then I still believe we'd lose to Jacksonville. And then we would win at the end of the year. But if we do that, guys, so think about it this way. Let's say we do win here. All right, so we were 4-7 up to this point, right? We're 4-7 up to week 12. We lose against them, right? We lose against Tampa Bay in week 13, right? So we're 4-8. But let's say we go on a 3-game winning streak here. You're 7-8. You lose here 7-9. You beat Tampa Bay 8, and you're 8-9. I know that Panther Raider X says that's a bold prediction. You know, if we catch fire at the right time, that's a possibility that could happen, and you could still win the NFC South with that kind of record. If you think about it. So I thought that was pretty that was fun, though. I'm glad we got to go over that. I'm going to save this just so we have it. All right. Hey, I believe if Bryce continues to get better with Trimble, Mingo, Chupo running the ball, we will get more games than y'all predicting. I'm looking at 10-7, but that O-line has to make progress, though. That is a big statement, my friend. I am not going that far, guys. Again, I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid just yet, guys. I drank the Kool-Aid at the beginning of the season, and it bit me in the ass. We lost 6 games straight, and then we finally just got our first win. All right. I do believe from the next 4 games, there's possibilities of winning those games. Those games are very possible to win. Okay. So let's be honest. The Colts game, I think we will win. I think we'll get our second win in there. I think the Bears win. I think the Bears is definitely a game we'll win. Dallas, I do believe we'll lose. Titans, I definitely believe will win. The Bucks in week 13, I just don't see us beating. And then that week 14 through 16, again, I think it's a toss-up. Week 17 against Jacksonville, I think is automatic loss. And then again, the last game of the season, I think we win. Yeah, I know you're going bold right now. We only lose to the Cowboys and the Jags the rest of the year. If you do, that is bold, Panther Raider X. That is bold. I'm not going to hop on the train yet. I need to see us if we beat the Colts and we beat the Bears back to back, we will have another conversation about this. Okay. We will have another conversation about this. All right. We will. All right, let's get into my week 9 picks. Y'all ready? Let's get into the week 9 picks. I'm pulling it up from Photoshop. So here we go. All right, week 9 picks. We already broke down the Panthers game. We got the Panthers game broken down already. So let's get into the first matchup. All right. Tonight's matchup, you've got the Tennessee Titans, 3-4 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's up, TikTok? Make sure you're tapping the screen over there, TikTok, and follow me here for more NFL content, Carolina Panthers content. Make sure you come over to the YouTube channel as well. All right. The link tree is in my bio over there on TikTok. So check it out and come over to the YouTube channel. All right. And guys over here on YouTube, make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in. So again, we got the Pittsburgh game. Pittsburgh's favored by 3. The Titans impressed me, honestly, with Will Levis. He had a strong debut last week. I'll give him that. You're facing a Steelers defense on a short week, and that's a tougher challenge in itself, I think. Despite missing Mika Fitzpatrick, Pittsburgh defense ranks 2nd in the NFL in takeaways. Okay? They rank 2nd in the NFL in takeaways. The Titans defense is also strong, though. They are strong, making this likely an ugly, low-scoring game, I think, guys. Mike Tomlin's track record against Mike Vrabel, though, and Pittsburgh's primetime winning streak, I think, gives them the edge to the Steelers. I got the Steelers beating the Titans today, guys, 24-20 tonight. Be an interesting matchup. I think it will be a low-scoring game, though. Okay. Miami Dolphins. This is the Germany game. All right. You got the Germany game. You got the Miami Dolphins at Kansas City, both 6-2 teams in the AFC. Kansas City is favored by 2 points right now. The Dolphins and Kansas City, they're meeting in Germany, which is awesome. I wish I was going to this game. And even though the fact that I'm not even a fan of either one of the teams, just the fact that they're in Germany, count me in. My odds makers have me kind of scratching my head with this spread. While the Dolphins have struggled against teams with winning records, the location of the game, Tyreek Hill is definitely might be the top of the MVP candidate right now. He's facing his former team. I think it kind of may tip the scales in Miami's favor. I really do. The Chiefs have struggled to score 30-plus points this season. Again, I just feel like both teams have subpar scoring defenses. They just really do. Bye, guys. See you later. Just kidding. You got to stand up now. I got to stand up. These overseas games often have a level of unpredictability, honestly. So the Dolphins are favored. I think they're favored due to for a revenge game factor kind of thing here. I'm taking Miami. I think it's a close game. I think that the Kansas City's got some wide receiver issues. I think that's the problem there with Kansas City. I just don't think they're, even though I don't take any value away from Patrick Mahomes. Kansas City's still going to be a team that you're going to have to face and beat in the playoffs. Panthers taking the this is the second game I predicted to win all year. So hop off my, you know what. So again, I think the Dolphins win. I think the Dolphins win 28-27. I think it's a close game. Guy, what's her name? Uper Key. Panthers fan taking Panthers. Imagine that. First game I predicted them to, second game I predicted them to win. Enjoy that L. They're awful. And Bet USA is trash too. Okay. Well, dude, you can keep scrolling. Go find something else to do than come in my chat and run your mouth. All right. So Seahawks. The Seahawks matchup. 5-2. Baltimore Ravens 6-2. Baltimore's favored by 5.5. Both division leaders coming into this game on winning streaks. With the Seahawks relying on a strong defense. However, I think Geno Smith's turnovers and Ravens, their pass defense is really going to make it hard for me to really trust Seattle in this game. Baltimore has been scoring well. Their recent performances have really, I feel like, give them the advantage. They're playing like one of the best teams in AFC right now. I gotta go with the hot hand right now. Baltimore's hot. So I'm taking the Ravens in this one. 27-21. Takes care of that. All right. Let's move on. Minnesota Vikings 4-4. Falcons 4-4. Atlanta -4.5. The rookie Jaren Hall's getting the start there for the Vikings against Atlanta. Atlanta has an 8th ranked defense in the league, guys. The Falcons are favored. Atlanta will start Taylor Heineke at quarterback. Taylor Heineke. He should be able to lead the offense effectively, though. I think more effectively than Desmond Ridder will. The Vikings rookie might struggle. The Falcons defense is expected to create turnovers. I expect them to create turnovers in this game. I think they win comfortably. It will still be like a 23-16 kind of game. So I'm taking the Falcons in that. I think the Falcons win. Rams 3-5 at the Packers 2-5. Packers are -2.5 in this game. Again, Matthew Stafford's thumb injury clouds the Rams' picture. The Packers have struggled, all right, with game planning around Jordan Love, I feel like. The Rams have looked more competitive than expected this season. While the Packers have seemingly regressed a little bit, I feel like. I think the Green Bay hasn't been able to really rely on its defense as much as they normally have been able to. And the Rams could pull off the win despite Stafford's injury. So I'm taking the Packers in this. I think with Stafford out, I think that the Packers win 24-21. All right, Arizona 1-7 at the Cleveland Browns, who are 4-3. Cleveland's -8, right? That's the line, -8 right now. The Cardinals traded away Josh Dobbs, which opens up the starting spot for Kyler Murray now. Rookie Clayton Tune for Cleveland, or the rookie Clayton Tune, sorry. over there in Arizona. Cleveland has a strong pass defense, guys. Let's be honest. They have a strong pass defense. They forced turnovers in recent games. With a rookie that's likely starting for the Cardinals, the Browns are heavily favored to win decisively. I've got the Browns in this winning this game 28-17. I think it's a with that defense, man. It's even though with Deshaun Watson possibly even being out, I think that that defense is going to be all over Kyler Murray. So Washington Commanders 3-5 on the year. Patriots 2-6 on the year. New England, to me, surprisingly enough, is -3.5. This game is the line. The Commanders have they traded away Chase Young, Montez Sweat, signaling their focus on the long-term future there, right? The Patriots have struggled this season, but I think they have an opportunity here to exploit Washington's weak defense. Mac Jones will likely rely on Hunter Henry in this game. I think New England's defense will capitalize on Washington's issues. All right. So I got Patriots 20-16. What'd you say, Martin? Martha? I like my Seahawks, but I agree with you, Gino and his picks. Yeah, Lions, them dogs. Riley, they're all. I'm high on them. Pat Mahomes MVP 23. Our offense is terrible last week. Hopefully they can fix it. I think the issue there, though, in Kansas City, the biggest thing is the wide. He just doesn't really have anybody else besides Travis Kelce. And he's throwing the ball. That's who he's targeting. He's constantly targeting Travis, and I just don't think MVS and Rashid Rice and Sky Moore and these young guys that they got just aren't stepping up. Number one, and number two, you get McCole Hardman, and I figured he would fit right back in, and but it's just like Pat Mahomes is really relying on Kelce and Pacheco. So, that's the issue that's going on there in KC. All right, let's move on. Buccaneers, who are 3-4. Houston Texans 3-4. You got Houston -2.5. The Buccaneers, I think, are aiming to break a 3-game losing streak and have a strong road record this season. The Houston's favored in this game -2.5, which is pretty crazy. Honestly, I would take the Bucs plus 2.5, +3 if you can get it. Houston's defense isn't expected to really pressure. I don't expect them to put much pressure on Baker unless it's Kyle Trask starting for them now. Unless Kyle Trask is on them now, starting for them now, which I don't know if that's come to fruition or not. But I just don't see them getting as much pressure on them as Buffalo did. The Bucs are favored to win. No, they're not favored to win. Houston's favored to win. What am I talking about here? Houston's -2.5. So again, which is crazy to me. I just think the Bucs are better defensively, offensive line, way better, wide receiver talent, Rachaad White. It's all better there, Buccaneers wise. Just depends what quarterback decides to play and show up. I'm gonna take the Bucs. I see that game being boring. I see that game being so boring. Fantasy talk, Maddox. Yeah, we'll do some fantasy talk here in a minute. But Buccaneers, I got them winning 21-20. All right, let's move on. Chicago. We're almost done. Chicago's 2-6. You got the New Orleans Saints 4-4, right? Now, the New Orleans Saints are favored in this. They got plus 7.5. The Saints have improved their offense in recent weeks, while the Bears have struggled with an undrafted rookie quarterback. New Orleans is favored to win decisively against an inexperienced signal caller for the Bears. Saints are going to exploit that. I think it's going to be a blowout there. Saints are going to beat them 31-14. Colts and Panthers already broke it down. I think the Panthers get a win here. I do. I think that we're going to exploit their weakness there in Indianapolis. Their weakness is their secondary. I think Carolina gets their second win there. I see it being like a 23-20 game. I think if Carolina can continue to improve each in week out as they did against the Texans, kind of play the game like they did against the Texans, but when they're in the red zone and actually score touch points, they will beat the Colts. It's simple as that. They just need to stop the run, force the ball in hand with Gardner Minshew, exploit their weakness in their secondary, do what they did against the Texans, control the clock, and play just efficient, effective game management football. And just continue to improve week in and week out, and they'll get wins. I'm not saying they're making the playoffs, but they'll get some wins, and this is one of them. So I've got the Panthers winning 23-20. I think they're a better team defensively, talent-wise. I think we are definitely better than them defensively. We also are getting key players back. So that's my choice. But again, everybody has their right to their own opinion. I can see why people would pick the Colts too. I get it. But I don't think we're going to lose. I don't see us losing to the Colts. And I have not picked the Panthers this year to win any games except the last two. So the one against the Texans and then this one. So if it happens, great. If it doesn't, I'll eat my crow. Dallas Cowboys. Them Cowboys, 5-2 at the Philadelphia Eagles, 7-1 Philadelphia Eagles at that. The Eagles are favored by 3. Now, this is a crucial NFC matchup, and this is going to be a game I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on. The Eagles are favored. Some experts have doubts about the pass defense. I know Jalen Hurts has an injury right now. I don't know what extent to his injury and how bad it is, right? I think the Cowboys could upset the Eagles and make the conference race more interesting, but I'm sticking with the Eagles, who's 7-1 right now. It's really hard for me to go against a team that's 7-1. So give me the Eagles. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be Eagles 28-23. I think it's going to be a close game. So you got the Giants at the Raiders. The Raiders are favored in this game. The Raiders have gone through major changes with coaching staff things. While the Giants have struggled offensively, I think this game is really difficult to predict because both teams have their issues. But the Raiders are favored due to the coaching shakeup, and maybe with the coaching shakeup, we see a difference. I'm taking the Raiders though. I think they're a more talented team. Than the Giants are. And the Giants just traded away their best defensive tackle. So, give me the Raiders 23-20. Now, this is the game I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on. The Buffalo Bills, okay, at the Cincinnati Bengals. Buffalo's 5-3. Cincinnati's 4-3. Cincinnati's favored in this game by 2 points. The Bengals are on a 3-game winning streak. All right. The Bills offense has struggled in recent weeks. They definitely look better against Tampa Bay. I'll give them that. With their previous playoff victory over the Bills, the Bengals are favored to win at home. I think that the Bengals win this game. I think this is another toss-up game, but I'm going with the hot hand right now, and I think Cincinnati is starting to figure things out. So give me the Bengals in this game, 30-24. That's just my opinion. You're all are more than welcome to troll me in the comments if you choose to do so, but I'm taking the Bengals. Chargers at the New York Jets. All right. Los Angeles, they're -3, right? The Chargers aim to end their 2-game losing streak against the Jets on a 3-game winning streak. Now, despite the Jets' home record, I think the majority of the experts really trust the Chargers due to Zach Wilson's inconsistent performances, and that's what I'm looking at right now. I was looking at his performance. It's pretty atrocious, honestly. However, there has been experts that have faith in the Jets because of their gritty play style and how they play to pull off an upset. And some people are even saying this is one of the best defense they've ever seen. I just don't see it. I think the Chargers have too much weapons. I think the Chargers defense is starting to step up a little bit better. I just don't think the Jets offensively have enough. Defensively, they definitely do. I just think the Chargers are the better team overall, and obviously have a better quarterback, and that always plays a factor in these kinds of games. So give me the Chargers 22-17. So those are your week 9 picks. Those are your week 9 picks. So everybody over here on YouTube, appreciate you joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And yeah, as always, guys, over here on YouTube, y'all know what to do. Keep pounding. Peace.